Yo, it's the 3012 Inning podcast with myself, Byron, Khalil, and Brock. It's the episode 40. Um, what's up, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
Good, good.
Doing all right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I'm
Yes,
excited to
sir.
get this episode in.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, we had a couple things we're gonna be going over with the NFL playoffs going on and the awards coming out. We're gonna get some of our thoughts on who we think gonna win some of the awards. Some we know are locks, and from there, yeah, get our opinions on it. So start out with MVP. Who y'all got? We got some. We got Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill, MCM.
Um, I'm gonna go.
You can go. Yeah, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
go. Who I got for MVP? I think it's obvious at this point. I think it got to be LJ Air. It got to be Lamar Jackson, the Florida guy. I'm really rocking with him. He had a great season. It was tough to see them lose like that. They honestly abandoned their identity in the playoffs, and that's kind of where you got to be true to your identity, and they kind of went away from it. So that was tough to watch. I was really pulling for them boys, but to the MVP discussion, I got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Nah, definitely.
go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was just rough, but it was so much pressure on him with just the thought of him trying to win the game, how everybody criticized him on him not being able to win games, throwing from the pocket, trying to be that pocket passer, and the Chiefs put so much pressure on him by blitzing so much. I think they blitzed like almost 50% of the plays that they went out there of their defensive snaps, and it was just like, bro, like, hey, get back to doing what you're great at. Take off. Like nobody gonna criticize you if you win the game, and that's all you really had to do. But I definitely think Lamar Jackson is pretty much a lock for MVP.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with we guys said Lamar Jackson. Just seeing how the season went on and progressed. The offense basically went as Lamar went. If Lamar struggled a game, his offense struggled a game. He had the luxury of having his defense there to pick it up. I think they led the league in the three major categories. They won like the Triple Crown or something. In those three defensive categories. But like you guys said, it's just I feel like that Chiefs game they got away from what made them the Ravens. Like you guys said, could have been that Lamar wanted to kind of prove a point that he could be a pocket passer. But it's clear cut in stone, I think, for everybody that Lamar deserves that MVP 2 time.
Yeah, two-time MVP. That's gonna be tough, man. You don't want to start getting in those that realm of two-time MVP, no Super Bowls. That would be very rough.
And he still got a young career, brother. We
I
can't have
know, most
that
definitely, most definitely.
discussion again.
I
Hopefully he
mean,
learned
but
from this.
it's just like, I mean, this was your best opportunity to win. Like you had so many great quarterbacks not in the playoffs. You had Mahomes with his, I would say, weakest team on offense wise, at least, and you couldn't do it. Like everybody was screaming, "It's Ravens year.
At the
You
same
gotta
time,
win."
it was Mahomes' weakest team offensively, but it was the most dominant team defensively as well.
Yes, you
Because
most definitely.
I don't think the Ravens, no, I don't think the Chiefs scored in the second half. That defense just held Lamar in the Ravens, I should say, to not being able to do nothing and abandoning who
Yeah,
they've been all year. Like even when they was down 17-7, it just seems like they thought that the deficit was much higher than that. So
yeah,
they got out of like, I mean, you get a field goal or a touchdown, you right back in the swing of things, and your defense, even though it's Patrick Mahomes, they was holding the Chiefs. They didn't score in the second half. They was holding the Chiefs down. So it was just weird play calling there. But yeah, I ain't
I
trying
mean,
yeah.
to
Zay
go.
Flowers too, with that little costly turnover at the goal line.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nah. Yeah, bad decision making. Bad play calling for sure. Um, offensive. We got offensive player of the year, man. Who y'all got sitting in that at that
That's
position? I think this
that's
is another
sets.
lock.
I
I
think
think this is another lock.
CMC.
Facts.
That's his game speaks for himself. I would say he was probably, if not top three, he had to be top five in MVP running as well. Just you've seen the games that he missed for the 49ers, and I could see kind of how much they struggled with his absence. He just does so much for their team, whether it be the explosive plays, or just scoring touchdowns. CMC got it done. Like I said, I'm pretty sure when it came to explosive plays, he had to account for a good amount of their explosive plays throughout the year.
I'm gonna say
You go
Tyreek
ahead.
Hill. He was my mid-season MVP. I still think he had a strong year, finished strong. Didn't look good in the playoffs. It was in Kansas City, but it's no excuses. I still have him as the offensive player of the year, personally.
Um, Tyreek Hill definitely has a strong case for sure, for sure. I could definitely see him if he were to win it, be him. But I think MCM, I said CMC, my fault. My dyslexia. He should be the offensive player of the year for sure, for sure. He definitely still had a strong case. Like Steve was saying, the games that he were out, they kind of struggled a little bit, but he's that epitome of an MVP kind of player. I mean, obviously, if Lamar Jackson didn't have the season that he had, and they would value more the running back position, he should definitely have won it. Christian McCaffrey has been everything since that trade since that trade happened. I mean, Brock Purdy's definitely been doing his thing. Brandon Ayuk, Debo, that defense, but he's been a great key to that offense and what the 49ers are doing. And hopefully, they can do their thing in the play in the championship.
Definitely.
It's that Super Bowl. I don't want to root for either one of the teams for real, for real.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
care who
crazy.
wins it.
It's gonna be a good one though.
I'm in it for the Super Bowl party at this point.
Facts. In a good game though. I want a good game. I don't want a one side blowout. I just want I, toss up to the last play of the game.
It's, it's two top defenses, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, I think it was the top three were 49ers, Ravens, and Chiefs. So I
Yeah.
mean, she can't get no better than that.
I
Speaking of
definitely
defense, what's up?
go on, you good, go ahead.
Oh yeah, speaking of defense, defensive player of the year. This was a little bit more wilder one. For me personally, just because I love him as a player, he's just a beast, and every year he brings it. Myles Garrett, he's a very kind of he's not an underrated player, but he's like one of the less talked about superstars. And he's just a dominant player, man, and great amount of sacks this year. Dominant force, and led them to the playoffs. So hey,
Yeah. I have to go with Miles Garrett as well. Like you said, his name isn't really big amongst superstars, which I don't know why.
yeah, it's crazy.
Because it takes a lot to have to try to shut him down every game, whether it be double teams, triple teams. He's pretty much getting the Aaron Donald treatment. Now, if you ask me, and the way he's still able to be productive, even if he's not getting sacks, he's still able to disrupt the quarterback, get his pressure, just throw off the timing of the offense. That's not something you see very often. So yeah, I definitely would have to give it to Miles Garrett.
Yeah, I would pick him, but just to be contrarian, I'm gonna go with Nick Bosa, even though I'm not sure he
Good
would
pick.
like me
Good pick.
suggesting him. Um, um, but I just think that even on a dominant defensive line, he's the clear anchor of the entire defense. Him and Fred Warner and a couple all pros that got all over the defense, but he's the engine that
Crazy.
makes that defense go. And so, just to be contrarian, I think it's going to be Nick Bosa. You know, they still have to double team him along with like talents like Chase Young and Javon
Sheesh.
Hargrave, Eric Armstead. They still have to double team him, which is, you know, that's why their defense is so good and it's impossible to guard, especially
Their
when you allow
defense
them to
is
pin their ears.
crazy.
So I'm gonna go with Nick Bosa, make America great again.
Hey, that defense is crazy. Like, just to think of them, like to go up against them is just like what do we do? Like, um, moving on, man. We're gonna put a couple of them in a little bunch real quick, so we can go and rattle them off. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and the Coach of the Year.
Uh, uh, Offense Rookie of the Year. I really only had two finalists. It was Puka Nacua and C.J. Stroud. I gotta give the edge to C.J. Stroud, just because what he was able to do at one of the top positions and one of the main positions that you need to be able to succeed in the league. Lead the Texans to the playoffs, get a playoff victory, over a good defensive team like the Browns. Um, and then just his stats. I think he was leading the league in like what is it, passing yards per game for the amount of games he played or something like that. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I got to go with what is his name? It's the cornerback for the Seahawks. What is his name? Give me 1 second.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, Devin Witherspoon.
Devin Witherspoon.
Um,
Okay.
Guy's a ball hawk, and he's
Facts.
physical. The physicality, he likes to play physical. He just doesn't run away from anything. Like I said, he's whether it's making tackles or getting to the ball, he's probably had one of the best defensive rookie seasons that I've seen personally that I've watched in a while. And then Coach of the Year, I gotta go with Dan Campbell. Just the turnaround that he was able to do with the Lions in 2 years. I think they were like a game out of the playoffs last year, then to lead them to the NFC Championship, and ultimately have a chance to win it. That speaks volumes to me. Who knows what would have happened if they would have kicked the field goal instead of going for fourth down. So,
I'll
Hey,
make
that
mine.
man. Oh, go ahead.
I'll make mine quick. I'm gonna go with Stroud again. I just think he's a lock for it. He
Hey,
was.
this a
I think he ascended himself to being a top 5 quarterback in the league as a rookie, which is incredible. For defensive rookie, um, I had his name Jack Campbell, Detroit Lions. Started there all year. I like how he helped them out in the run game. Made a great pairing with Aiden Hutchinson and a couple other players they have on that team. And for coach, I'm gonna go with John Harbaugh from the Baltimore Ravens.
okay. Um, my offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, dang, y'all just gonna slide on Laporta like that? I think he did really, really well this year. I mean, obviously, like it's a dependent position, and you need a player like CJ Stroud, obviously a quarterback. I like CJ, but like I said, I don't want to be, bandwagon. I never thought he was going to be good. He turned out to be a really good player. And my opinion has changed on him, but I definitely like Sam Laporta. He's a really great receiver. He got great footwork, his releases really well, and he is a dominant in the blocking game. I had Witherspoon as well. I actually went to watch some of his highlights recently. That guy's a ball hawk for sure. He just has a nose to find the ball. Very young, and once he gets a lot of those plays cleaned up of trying to go off a lot of anticipation, and he gets to be more film study, he's gonna be a problem. Coach of the year, just to be a little different, I would go with dang, now I'm drawing a blank on this man's name because I did have Dan Campbell. But if y'all remind me, what's his coach name for the Texans?
D'Amico Ryan.
D'Amico Ryan. There you go. D'Amico Ryan. I'm sorry, I forget your name. D'Amico Ryan. Just that turnaround of that team, man. Them believing in him first and foremost. Him getting that opportunity. Him believing in moving up to get that pick of getting C.J. Strouds and believing in a quarterback who like me, like nobody believed in. I mean, to from going number one to possibly going number one to falling to where he did and then doing way better than all the quarterbacks in his draft and getting the team to where he got them to is just volumes to a great organization and what they have for the future coming up. And they're going to be a problem for sure, for sure. Oh man, that was a good one. All-star breaks coming up, man. And we got some really good guys coming in, really good teams, and some new faces for sure. Some young all-stars, and then some older guys who are just now getting their all-stars, man. So it's like, who y'all got? I mean, what y'all got to say about these Eastern teams? I'm presuming it is Team LeBron and Team Giannis again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Team Giannis, East Coast, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, young star, and Dame. What y'all got to say about them?
So right now the reserves ain't been released, so those are like the starters.
Yeah, we got a couple days into that.
Don't think Dame deserves to be a starter. He's been too inconsistent for me. I like Jalen Brunson in that role, and that's just not because I'm a Knicks fan. I feel like he's had one of the better seasons as a point guard. He's doing more for his team. I mean, for granted, he don't got Giannis to where he don't need to do as much, but he's stepping up. I just feel like Jalen Brunson got snubbed to that All-Star because he's having a spectacular season, and I'm gonna stick to that.
Honestly, I was gonna say the same things when I saw.
Not facts.
Either it was gonna be Dame or Halliburton. Halliburton's having a great year, but every time I go to watch the boys, he seems injured. And your best ability is your availability. Even though when he's played, he's been spectacular. He's been hurt this year. But then as I look at the list, I saw Dame. I'm not gonna say I couldn't believe it because Dame is awesome, but that was very puzzling to not see Jalen Brunson there when, like Chalil said, he's having a great season in a huge market in New York, clearly the best player on the team. And to be honest, I mean, besides Joel Embiid, he's probably having the best season out of anybody that's Eastern All-Star starter, in my opinion. So that was surprising to see.
Nah, most definitely. On both accounts, like the Joel Embiid, that's another MVP kind of year.
Joel Embiid, you duck and
But
smoke. You duck and smoke.
yeah, well,
That boy missed what?
Embiid.
He missed
I
like
thought I could
four,
hear
five
that from
more
down the
games.
corner.
That MVP done for.
True. Yeah, he just got to play, man. But yeah, no, Jalen Brunson has been going crazy this year, and Dame, like I said, very inconsistent. Um, hasn't been really bringing that kind of swing that we thought that trade would bring. We thought, man, we've seen them be as dominant as 65, 60, 67 games, you know what I'm saying, kind of
Yeah.
team, and be very, very dominant. And they're not bringing that. He's being lackluster on defense.
Yeah.
Missing a lot of shots that you think he should take, and then the shots that he is taking aren't always, the best. So, yeah, he is definitely questionable as a starter, at least for sure. And Jalen Brunson should be in that Eastern side point guard starting, or two, whatever guard, whatever they want to call it. I know it's a positionless league.
To
But
be fair today, oh my bad, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, to be fair to Dame a little bit, they was out there running with the second worst coach in the NBA, with the worst coach being Darvin Ham. But they was out there running, and they fired him after 30 games, which I thought is I've never seen that happen before, honestly. So they got Doc Rivers in there to lose in the second round. So we're gonna see how that plays
That's
out.
what I was about to ask you. What do you think about that Doc Rivers thing? But
I think he's going to improve their defense. I think he's going to help them. Doc is a good coach. He just isn't good when it comes to adjustments in the playoffs. Like he's
yeah,
going to keep trying to do what's been working, even though when the other team has clearly adjusted, and that's why I think he's had so many playoff flameouts. But he has advanced deep in the playoffs, and I think um, it's going to be a better situation. Even though I have to imagine that being tough, transitioning to being the head coach mid-season. Like it's not your staff that you hired. The
Oh, yeah.
culture there is not one that
yeah,
you
true.
say. Like it's going to be extremely, extremely difficult. And it's kind of weird to say this about the Bucks, but I feel like that ownership group is making a lot of panic moves, honestly. So we're gonna see. I thought the Dame trade was a panic move, honestly. 3 firsts and Drew and some other pieces for Dame. Dame is awesome. Dame is
I mean, they're
awesome.
trying to capitalize. They're trying to capitalize on that championship that they just got not too long
They
ago.
got
I mean,
Yeah,
like a
and
2
some
year
people do
window.
that.
If you ask me,
Yeah, true.
they got this year and next year. After that, I think you got to regroup or something. Because
Yeah, then you're
I
gonna
hate
see
to
Chris
say it,
Middleton
bro.
gone, all those boys gone.
Them players we grew up watching dominate. It's coming to an end, bro.
Oh, they all gone, man.
Coming to an end.
What you talking about? They all gone.
Steph
Nah,
Curry
but
ain't Steph Curry no more.
oh
it's
man.
rough, bro. It's these younger guys, bro. The talent and the skill gap is just
Yeah.
becoming so crazy. Like people, they hoop for like they're hoopers. Like, but um, getting onto the West Coast side, LeBron James team, the crazy game that he had. We got LeBron, we got Katie, Jokic, Luca, Shea. So what y'all got to say, man? Uh,
Yeah. I mean,
Who am I? Or whoever.
I mean, I like Shea, and but this kind of ties in with my snub. Because we got a lot of other younger guys. I mean, I just don't like Shea's game. Personally, me personally, it's just funky. But he does what he does. I want to be a hater of you know what I'm saying, a young superstar. It's just funky to me. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of RJ Barrett as well. But it's a snub for me of like uh, two guys that could be in that position for sure. And Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards. I just think those guys are having really, really good seasons. Obviously, Devin Booker hasn't been winning a lot with their team, but I just think he's been snubbed so freaking much. Like he's a great young star. Like to not be multiple time All Star is crazy to me.
I think, yeah.
But yeah, that's just my little thing to West Coast team.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Even with like Kevin Durant, let me look at something real quick on Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's been having a good season. I still think, like you said, the young superstars are starting to come out in the league.
All right.
Um, what is it?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
um, I guess Anthony Edwards over Shea, like you said, just to cut things short, so we can try to get some more stuff in. That's about the only
That's
thing I
facts.
switch.
Facts.
Honestly, I didn't have a problem with any of these starters. I think they've been playing well. Only thing is, I guess I might have a little grudge against KD for some reason. I think he overrated. But KD's been carrying that team. Beal and Booker have been hurt, and they've been having one of the hottest seasons. I mean, but he's put up great numbers, so I don't have a problem with the All-Star starters in the West.
Not facts. Just a small thing on KD. Um, he just does his job, and it's tough to ask of somebody we need to be great, and or somebody we see as being great, as we've seen all the other great stars be, willing their teams to do amazing things. One thing we can't say is he's not efficient, and he does his job. Like he comes, he scores the ball, and I mean, he can't. Not everybody has that built in him to make other people great, and that's
Mm.
just the only thing he doesn't have. And which is a big thing that we put as legendary players like Kobe, LeBron. Like they can take. trash. Smush Parker to the playoffs, and you know what I'm saying, do whatever they can do. Any snubs for y'all? Any snubs? Any other snubs?
Not with the starters really. I had to see what the reserves are looking like
Nah, facts,
Thursday.
facts. You be
Nah,
any snubs?
nah, I like that starting five right there.
Okay, okay, all right. Lot of
Coach,
lot of swing this year, man, in the NFL coaching, NFL coaching hires, man. We got some new coaches, new faces, and new places. Um, we got Jim Harbaugh out in LA with the Chargers. What do y'all think about that new pickup coming off of a national championship with Michigan in the NCAA championship game? Back to the NFL. Um, what y'all think?
I
honestly,
like it. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
you got a clip. Go ahead.
No, I like it. I think Justin Herbert finally got a coach that's gonna let him be Justin Herbert. I feel like they'll improve a lot on the offensive end. Because I really don't think their defense was a problem this year. It was more of they just weren't able to score the ball. But that's just to keep it short.
Okay, okay.
I liked it the move. I think it's a clear signal that they're trying to compete. On the defensive end, they have a lot of talent. Shout out Derrick James. Shout out Joey Bosa and a couple of those other guys. They have Asante Samuel Jr., go knows. But they have a lot of guys on that team that I really like. They're very talented, including Justin Herbert. Maybe he can pick up some help on that offensive line. Got literally, when I think of every position group, they have talented, at least top 10 player at his position at every position group, maybe besides defensive tackle. I digress. But I think the defense is going to improve hell of a lot, and I think the offense is going to make less mistakes but be more efficient. Um, and I think it's a great hire to get Jim Harbaugh out there. I thought it was kind of messed up that he left Michigan, even though they got him that national championship. I'm going to appreciate that forever. I thought it was messed up that he's going to lead them with the sanctions that they're going to get hit with, but they got a national
I'm
championship
out of
that
here.
they're happy about. So
Yeah, it was a little messed up for that. But hey, I think it's the best. It's a really good situation to land in with something that Jim Harbaugh does great. He makes quarterbacks great, and if you got a good talent skill set already, as Justin Herbert has, he's only going to make him better. And just a crazy stat about Justin Herbert, he has 22 one score game losses. 22 games to where he lose by one score. That's just crazy. I think with having Jim Harbaugh there, that's going to be something that he's going to turn around immediately. Like you have to win these games, bro. One score game, 22 one score game losses is ridiculous. To be such a highly valued, highly talked about talent that you are, Jim Harbaugh is going to be that coach to turn that around for real, for real. I mean, if you can turn uh, Colin Kaepernick, who before him only won 3 out of 16 games, to
Colin
these
Kaepernick's
just
standard is crazy.
these are crazy stats, man. These are crazy stats. And then Jim Harbaugh to come in and turn these guys into Super Bowl contending quarterbacks is going to be something that's going to be great to see. And then with him being in the same division with his brother and playing them a good amount is going to be something great to see. I'm just going to deem it the Harbaugh Bowl, and every time they play each other, because they're going to play each other a good amount of times. But they also got a lot of things they got to figure out as a team, being their salary cap is going to be ridiculously high. Keenan, Mike, Bosa, Mac, all under contract coming up, and they just got to figure a lot of things out. But great pickup coaching wise, and hopefully he brings a great staff in and change everything.
um, Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Any more on that?
No, I was gonna say like quickly before it cuts off, like like the last coaching thing was on Raheem Morris to the Falcons. I just want to say real quick, why not hire Belichick? That makes me think Belichick was asking for full control because that'd be the only reason. Because Raheem Morris, that dude is trash. That's all I want to say.
Nah, but they said that he was willing to. Well, I mean, that was obviously with the Patriots, but they said he was willing to, you know what I'm saying, recede a little bit of the control of the offense and, you know, try to not make so many picks. Because he definitely makes
How you
horrible
not hire
picks.
him?
Yeah,
That
if
man,
he's gonna do that, then why not hire Bill Belichick? That's crazy.
Facts,
that
not
man
facts.
got the resume that we wish we had. You
No
gonna
Straight
facts,
up,
man.
pass on him for somebody that hasn't proven himself?
you pass
Well,
on Bill
side note,
Belichick and Pete Carroll for Raheem Morris. Is y'all
yeah.
you smoke crack, don't you? Like,
Hey, go ahead, let
Stay
Bill
off
Belichick
the
go to the Seahawks.
weed. No, nah, but there's definitely I mean, have y'all heard anything out there personally about Mike Tomlin?
Yeah,
Is he going back to the Steelers?
that's what I think I
That's
seen
most
some on
likely.
ESPN that he planned on re-signing with the Steelers.
That's most likely, man. Because I'm definitely trying to get rid of Robert Saleh, and we need a new coach, man. We need a new. We need a new
I
coach.
want an offensive coach for the Jets, man. Like I love defense, and we known for defense. But can we get like Ben Johnson or somebody that's good or something like that? I was dead about to say Cliff Kingsbury. I'm tripping, but I'm not feeling well. But Lincoln Riley, hey man, get
Yeah,
up Buddy Johnson or
yeah.
something. Come on.
I mean, but it's a lot of these guys out here, man. That a lot of that young talent. Like we need to get like a lot of these guys off of people's coaching tree, man. Like a lot of these young guys with new innovative play calling. Like the guy Mike down in Miami. He's off the Shanahan tree. Like these are young guys that people are taking opportunities on, and they're changing their team. Like, yeah, the Dolphins ain't do as great as we thought they would, but look how they just turned their whole team around and made it to playoffs. Did really well, and I mean they blew out a team 70 to fuck. I mean 70 something, like by 70 something points. Like that's crazy. So we need to get somebody like that and to turn that team around, man, because we only gonna have A-Rod for about a year and a half.
You gotta need somebody to compete in that AFC gauntlet.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean, sheesh.
gauntlet, bro.
I mean, we
And
got what?
before it turns
Pick
off real
10?
quick, this has been a great episode. It will be uploaded today, the 29th, 31st,
Okay.
on Wednesday morning. Y'all go check this out. And we're just going to chat it up and just go ahead and cut it off. But continue what you were saying, Byron. Appreciate y'all for watching.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, subscribe, do y'all thing, man. But nah, man, NFL has just been really, really a weird season, but great season this year. Any kind of crazy things that y'all seen this year that just caught y'all attention about the NFL?